live at 10.
It's an absolute devastation, and this is no hyperbole.
Now at 10, absolute devastation in the Caribbean. Hurricane Irma cuts a path of death and destruction. 95% of the island of Barbuda is gone.
A serene scene in St. Martin before the storm hit, but later destruction when the Category 5 hurricane turned the island into a vista of waterlogged wreckage.
And in Puerto Rico, strong winds blew this crane around like a weather vane. The governor is warning these torrential gusts are unprecedented. Irma is now the most powerful hurricane in Atlantic history.
Brian Goddard shows us where it is headed now, Brian.
Well, it is just north of Puerto Rico, about 85 miles. This thing is not weakening at all, unfortunately. This storm, Irma, continues to just churn to the east. This current winds is what it has been for the last 30 hours. 185-mile sustained, gusts to 225. And as I mentioned, it is about 80 miles or so northwest of San Juan, Puerto Rico. They did not get a direct hit, but as you can see, they are still within the storm, getting winds probably around 120, 130, and very gusty winds. Where is it going? Well, tomorrow it'll stay north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti by 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, just north of Haiti, and then going into the Turks and Caicos, and then into the Bahamas during the day on Friday, the southern Bahama Islands, and then looks like it's going to take a sharp turn. Here are the spaghetti models. They are becoming more concise as to where this is going to go. You can see we had this wide range a couple days ago. Now everything has it turning sharply to the north, maybe even missing a direct hit in Miami, but Florida will feel the effects during the day on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Brian.
And this potent storm caused serious damage in Puerto Rico.
A former Racine resident is in the U.S. territory. He talked to Rebecca Clough about what it's like waiting out a Category 5 tempest. Huh, Rebecca?
That's right, George and Carol. J.C. Marquez is in Bayamon. Now, that is just south of San Juan in Puerto Rico. His family came to his home because it's away from the coast, and he believes it's where they will be safest.
As Hurricane Irma bears down on Puerto Rico, a former Racine resident is riding it out.
These winds, I mean, I'm not too sure if you can hear them. These winds right now are pretty intense.
J.C. Marquez is in his home just south of San Juan with his aunt and cousin. He's been without power since the afternoon. We've been in contact throughout the day.
This morning it was pretty, it was eerie. You know, it was super calm. It was super calm this morning.
While the weather was calm, the stores were not.
But the Walmarts have been insane. Any supermarket has been insanely packed with people just preparing for this hurricane, you know.
JC went to get water. He expected to pay the normal $5 for a 24-pack, but there was none in the stores. So he gave $17 in cash to a guy in the parking lot for some. He says he walked by people selling canned goods for $5 a pop. He paid for some of it.
Pretty much at this point, whatever we can get our hands on, whether it was corn, green beans, or whatever the case may be.
Though JC grew up in Puerto Rico, he's never been in a hurricane as intense as Irma. He says right now his family is just praying for a good outcome.
It is scary just being, essentially powerless. I mean, we're at the mercy of this hurricane right now.
JC says the family is getting some water into their homes. So as far as they can tell, though, there is damage outside, but they just don't know how bad. They won't know until the morning. George and Carol.
Yeah, tough conditions. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Well, a Shorewood man who grew up in Puerto Rico hopes the storm passes quickly.
His family is on the island bracing for the worst. Karine Zell has his story.
George and Carol, even though Victor Miranda grew up in Puerto Rico, he only has one memory of a hurricane. He says no one gets used to this kind of weather, including his relatives.
Mira, ¿cómo estás?
As Irma makes its way around Puerto Rico, this Shorewood man in constant contact with his family there.
A part of me is very happy I'm not there. The other part is, of course, kind of like keeping tabs with them to make sure that everything is okay.
Victor Miranda has relatives bracing for the storm all over the island.
My mom, my dad, my sister, my entire family, aunts, cousins, everybody.
He's seen the destruction some parts of Puerto Rico has endured.
Roof taken out, plants flattened, surge of 7 to 12 feet.
Miranda says evacuating an island is different than being on the mainland.
So if there is any surge, you will go up. And then if you go up, then you're higher up and the wind is going to get you even faster. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
Luckily, he says most homes in Puerto Rico have concrete roofs.
What people do is they actually hunker in the center of the house.
His mom and sister are in San Juan, where they're hearing the wind howl and feeling the vibration.
she's a little bit nervous.
Doing their best to remain calm.
They are drinking mimosas and they're listening to the radio, battery radio, because there's no electricity.
Irma's path changed, and Miranda says the hurricane didn't hit his family as hard in San Juan. They are beginning to emerge as the danger weakens. George and Carol?
All right, thank you, Corrine. A local medical team, meantime, is traveling to the hurricane zone to help. The Wisconsin Disaster Medical Assistance Team flew from Milwaukee to Atlanta this afternoon. They'll drive south to stage in Florida and wait for what's next. Storm Team 4 meteorologists are on the job tracking the storm, and our reporters are covering the hurricane's impact. Look for updates here on the air and online at tmj4.com.